made it to Friday, the last full day of the trip. It's supposed to be another nice day out, so at least sun-wise. I don't really know how the wind's supposed to be. Either way, it's going to be another beach day. I'm going to soak in as much beach time as we can before we have to leave tomorrow. Outside of that, I don't think there's really much else planned for today. Outside of that, probably when we get back, we'll be more relaxing, maybe slowly start packing up some stuff for leaving tomorrow. But yeah, excited to see one last day at the beach and to soak in as much beach time as we can today. Time for another beach day. Wind's still going to be a bit of a factor, not as much as it's really been in previous days so far on this trip. Still will probably be a factor. Not sure if we're going to be seeing the spot we sat at yesterday or close to the pier like the days prior. But either way, another beach day. And right now the weather is feeling a lot warmer than it has been as well as the last couple of days out, especially without the sun. It's making it feel a little warmer, so hopefully it's kind of like yesterday where the breeze was enough to make it a little cooler, feel nice on the beach. So only one way to know, and that's to head out to the beach and figure it out. So let's head on out there now. We are getting a bit of a later start today, so I'm curious how the beach crowd looks. Based on last night and this morning, crowds do appear to be picking up some. Again, it's that Irish weekend or whatever, so that probably has something to do with it. I'm curious if that's the same way for the beach, so curious how the crowd level looks. Again, I'll do the same thing I did yesterday. We'll kind of show a peek of everything. And to answer the question I had earlier, it's the same spot it looks like we sat at yesterday for where we're going to sit on the beach. Definitely more crowded than yesterday, which feels like it doesn't take much because it felt like there was like 5 people on the beach yesterday, but not a ton. Definitely more than yesterday over there. Yeah. Definitely more people, but still not a ton. Not a ton of space to utilize. There's the pier over there. Okay. Picked up significantly. If you weren't really able to hear my last little clip there, I was saying how the crowds have been significantly more than they have been pretty much any other time this week, and I feel like even more than last year in Ocean City. I guess this Irish weekend's a pretty big deal. Maybe it's because it's a nice day on a Friday. People are taking a long weekend, taking advantage of pretty much the last Friday of summer, because this weekend fall officially begins. Maybe that's why. Not only that, it's also been picking up, the winds are picking up a little bit. We've been using a tent if you haven't been able to tell certain shots that I've done so far. And at one point, the wind actually blew it down, so the wind's definitely starting to pick up a bit. It's only when you're getting close to the ocean, the farther you get back, you can only feel that wind at all. 2:15 now. This was heading out. Walking today. Again, it's not a ton of people. Maybe back to the house. It's not the longest time at the beach. It's a few hours, and I feel like that's all we really needed. Just because, you know, we've been here for a full week, essentially, and, you know, we've been to the beach multiple times, so just want to get the last few hours of beach time in, which was fun. Definitely fun. With the sun out, it was actually pretty warm, but the wind did pick up a little bit throughout the day, so the wind was a bit of a factor, but it wasn't as bad as it was earlier in the week, because I didn't have to tighten my hat at all, which I had to do a few times earlier, so it wasn't too bad, but it still wasn't the best wind-wise. But outside of that, still a nice last beach day, so I think the rest of the day is going to be a lot more just relaxing around the house here. Maybe walk onto the boardwalk, see if there's any bars or anything that are open now that it's a Friday that weren't open earlier in the week. Maybe hang out there for a little bit to get a drink or two. Then I think dinner-wise, we're just going to be ordering out from some barbecue place. I think that's the plan. Outside of that, nothing real else planned. So see how the rest of this day goes. Again, last full day of being at the beach rolls on. I think now we're just going to walk the boardwalk for a little bit, maybe find bar or two if they're open, and have a couple of drinks here and there, and maybe find a place to eat dinner. It kind of changed game plans from what we were thinking about earlier, maybe doing some barbecue, but this seems like a better option. Gets us out of the house for a little bit, and one last full kind of walk up and down the boardwalk before we have to leave tomorrow. So yeah, should be fun. So let's go head on out back onto the boardwalk for probably what could be the last time on this trip.
Is mine for the healing and yours for the healing. Come, let Zoltar tell you more.
Is that Rocky? It looks like a person though, not a dog. Right? Would you do this live right there? I'll be back. I didn't do it, your son did. Ready, and then you go.
Just popping down there. That's where we had dinner tonight. It's at this Seaport Pier. Now they're playing live music. They're currently playing Jameson. Here it's completely good. Down that way. Just like that, back home now. Definitely a fun night out. Went out to that pier restaurant that I just showed in the last clip. Didn't record anything in there or whatever. But yeah, Irish seems to be a more populated kind of area in terms of, you know, crowd level and everything. Also because it's the weekend, maybe that may have been it. But yeah, that place is good. Had some good food. Had a cheesesteak there. It's pretty good. But yeah, they have live music going on now. And then after that, we just kind of hit another little bar area, Captain Jack's, it was called. Hit that a little farther down the boardwalk, had a drink there, then walked a little further down by another pier, farther back on the by that Maurice Pier. Went there, hit a couple shops, turned around, and then kind of just walked back now. But definitely a fun night out last night here at Wildwood. It was definitely a fun vacation. It's kind of sucks that, you know, we have to leave tomorrow, but it is what it is. But definitely a fun kind of day out and night out. So I really got here. All that's really left is us kind of cleaning up and kind of relaxing for the rest of the night. And then tomorrow morning we leave. We have to be out by 10:30. So not really going to be doing much outside of maybe a last little outro for this whole kind of trip. So with that being said, that's all I got for tonight. And I'll see you guys in the morning. Day has finally come, the dreaded move out and leave day. Yeah, it's the last day of the trip, unfortunately. Yeah, it was a fun trip. It was the best kind of vacation trip or whatever. Probably not, but still had some fun moments here and there. I'll do a future video / podcast on kind of a Witmer's critiques of not only just this house, but of Wildwood itself. And that video, I think a lot of it's going to be going back and forth between this trip, the trip I took last year to Ocean City, kind of comparing the two here and there, but overall giving it kind of a review to this place, to Wildwood. But yeah, it was definitely a fun trip. I had its moments. Really been enjoying this balcony here, getting the sun, beach and everything in the mornings. So yeah, definitely had its highlights, but it is time to kind of head on out. So yeah, stay tuned to those videos. If you aren't already subscribed to the pages, to the MikeWitmer Podcast page, subscribe below, or I am on pretty much every podcasting site. So wherever you find me there, just type in MikeWitmer Podcast. I'm sure I'll be able to pop up there if you want to check out any previous podcasts or anything like that. Or if there's any place you guys would like me to check out, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, that's all I got for this trip here to Wildwood. It's been fun. Again, I'll give a deeper kind of review of this place in that other video. But until then, I'll see you guys.